It is hot. And I'm inside a non-running 1985 Volvo. Oof. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Now I've been making YouTube videos for nearly a decade. And it was never really my goal to actually be successful at this. And I don't know what the metric is, but I imagine the ratio between content creator and actually self-funded or professional content creator has got to be pretty close to lottery odds. However, I did enjoy the 280Z videos blowing up, the whole series. So I'm in central Montana. It's a terrible forsaken place. It's about 100 today. I'm dripping sweat, and I've chosen this as the time to get this 1985 Volvo 245 running. But I still got my fake internet points, so I got that going for me. And we're going to use the same rules as before. The first person was an idiot. Know your craft is number 2. Pertinent problems first. Easiest problems first. And no parts lottery. Well, welcome back. Great to see you. Here, 1984, I believe it's an 84. Let's look here. I believe it's an 84. Say at the door here. Oh, there we go. 1984 Volvo 245. The 5 is for a third row seat. Makes perfect sense. And she looks mint. Look at this. This is Volvo quality. They don't make them like this no more. But things we know about this. One, it was darn near free. I'm in this $200, or I will be in it $200 because people are idiots. We've got mismatched tires there, which happened because apparently these rims, this came with 14s, those might be close to the stock rim that was on this thing from the factory. But these have been, they're obviously off of Volvo. Volvo has a unique pattern that nobody else uses, so it's off of Volvo at least. Yeah, Volvo hubcaps there, 16s, but they definitely don't fit on here. And so it was rubbing on the back. And so we're pulling it down the road, a sort of a main road on a tow dolly, and the tire falls off. And what can Explorer do for you? This guy pulled the thing like, geez, quarter to a half mile because there was nowhere to pull off. There was a steep bank on both sides. What a pain and what a joke. So we retrieved the tire. Luckily, the tire kept on rolling and stopped within 50 feet from where we had found a pull off. So got her back on. Get the tire back on, then we go a little bit more, and we see some smoke behind us, and we stop and get out, and it's certainly tire smoke. Turns out it was rubbing on the inside where the tire was. And we rubbed her until she blew up. So, I'm in this thing $200. I haven't even paid the guy $200 yet. He's not getting his $200 until I get 4 matching rims and tires, 4, and the title. But that's not going to stop us in the meantime. I'm sure those things will come up soon. Let's see here. Alright, so the diagnosis on it. This was given to the guy for free, but without rims and tires. Hence that $200 figure. He's given to me for free with the cost of the tires. So, battery plugged in, hopefully has a charge. Value ever start, $50. That's the best deal in batteries. We'll look here at the oil real quick. And how to fix absolutely anything. Oil exists. One, the last guy was an idiot, which you can deduct because if he wasn't an idiot, this thing would run, but it does not. Guy's an idiot. Don't look at any of his work. Clean slate. Test it for yourself. Whatever. Guy's an idiot. 2, cheap stuff first. And 3, don't buy anything until you confirm it's bad. So, looking here, we see some work here. I'm told there is a no spark condition. And on these, I think it's a form of K-tronic fuel injection. I mean, it's definitely fuel. I mean, Volvo had fuel injection in the 60s. So, we can see some work has been done here to, it looks like a remand unit or something. That wasn't the problem. We can see that there was a coil. We can see that that wasn't the problem. Now, the inside's a whole different matter. We know there's no spark. Other things there's none of. Man. Other things there's none of. But, regardless, he has this emblem here, and the previous owner, I'm sure, had some info on it. That's 210,000 miles. Was due for an oil change. So things we know, not gonna start. One does my back. I feel the shake of compression. The windshield wipers are on. Crusty as frig. Hasn't been on the road in some time. Obviously. And geez, I bought a car with no dash. And worst, Walmart speakers. Son of a diddly. Let's confirm our spark diagnosis. Now I know we have a list of rules, but I think there's something we need to do first. This was on clearance for only about 30 bucks. And then I got like a Memorial discount, so it was only 27. This is the money shot right here. And what do we have back here? This is. Oh, I recognize that oil filter. Whoa! Volkswagen. Or most of a Volkswagen. Germany's a long way from Sweden. Let's get this money shot here. Ready? Too far, whatever. There we are. This honestly sort of my first experience with the, some more to do there, but this was the safest car you can get in 1984. And that includes the third rear row business? Eek. That's something. I'm far away from home. This isn't my usual vacuum. This is a gift to my mom. A Memorial Day gift. The thing I know you're all waiting for. I emptied this before we started this. Let's see what we got in here. There's like a whole dog in there. Alright, that take is ruined, so we're doing a new one. Kids are in the car. And we found, what'd you find? Bandages? You found bandages?
We
All right, can you
bandages.
Put that stuff back? No, let's not mess with that. Can you put the dash and pieces back where they go?
Dash?
Please?
What are those?
They're pieces that belong up in here.
They
weren't attached to anything, so not your fault, but don't break nothing. All right. Welcome back to this Volvo. Further evidence here. Standard GM control module. And that is the exact thing I would do to troubleshoot this issue, so that was brilliant. In fact, I did that exact thing on a, I think it was an 82 Toyota. Look there. So what we're gonna do, we got some electrical testing equipment. I'm gonna put some stuff back together. We're gonna see if we got spark. Downside to the Klein meter is that doesn't auto range out of the box. 12.86, a little flat. What is it? Hipsters ruin now for me to check everything, but they got it all wrong. Ironic love for uncool things is misplaced with this, a Volvo wagon, because this is actually cool. Now, I'm pretty fond of old Volvos. My first car was a 73 144. Actually, I had two first cars. There was a 52 Korean War GMC ambulance, but I don't think my dad liked me driving that too much, so he spent $50 on a 73 Volvo 144. It was tough as nails, sort of in an odd category, New enough for fuel injection, but also still had points. And ironically, points would solve all the issues with this thing. We'll get to that in a second. Now, I'd always wanted the wagon. As an aspired musician, and my instrument of choice was upright bass, a large instrument, the wagon would have been useful. And at that time, I was hoping to go to music school. Didn't happen, another story. So the wagon was a practical and perfect choice for that. But let's live in the now. Oh, look at that. Oh, does this do the thing where it goes? That's all you get. But look at that hood opening. Wow. Wow. That is a lot of space. Slow and steady wins the race. And this is slow. Not steady. Doesn't run at the moment. But look how far that hood opens for comparison. That's a standard hood. Hey, this is a Datsun 521, and she's needs a clutch, which is in there, so no big deal there. Also needs a tire that actually fits it. Datsun 521, but look how far that hood opens compared to that. They thought of it all. This thing's designed to work or be worked on. And slow she is. That's I think 97 horsepower. 97. Now the B23, this is a red block, and if you the legendary red block. So if you look down there, I don't know if it'll show. I see a little bit of red. Wait, is that? Yeah, I see some red there. Well, I know it's a red block, but now you know it's a red block too. A 97 horsepower, and this has a, get up here. Look at that satisfying clunk. Automatic 4-speed. I think this is the Aizen Warner unit, so same unit that our Toyota van has. Hey, there's a video about that there somewhere. Automatic's got a bad rap because only recently has America been able to make a reliable automatic. But these ones are pretty direct. They feel pretty tight, none of that slush things, and they also shift right. The American obsession with not feeling the shifts. I've never driven this one, but if it's anything like the others, crisp, quick shifts. So 245, 200 is the series, so the body form factor. 4 is the number of cylinders, and 5 is for wagon. And I picked this up in Great Falls because hipsters ruin everything. A basket case Volvo in Missoula that doesn't even run is at least $1,000. You saw me mention the price before. Oh, newer developments. We got better Volvo rims. Those are 15s. I'm going to like them much better than these ones that are on here. Now, this is uncool, but listen up, hipsters. It's not the most uncool. A Dodge Caravan. A 2009 Dodge Caravan is 1, cheaper, 2, more powerful, 3, more fuel efficient, and 4, safer. And 5, much uncooler than this. No one desires a Dodge Caravan. That's right, safer. Kurt Cobain drove a 240 to trap houses until the day he was murdered. More recently, Volvo's been reaching out to prominent 240 drivers and actually buying the cars from them, because although this was the safest car you can get in 1985, today the cheapest Kia, Hyundai, anything is bounds ahead in safety from this thing, because we've come a long way. Onto the insides. I sort of have some things back together. Earlier shots had this all sitting over there, but these are not 245 gauges. Those are off 740, I think, because the earlier ones had the tack in the middle. So this gauge set never came with this car, which is why that says 130,000, and you can see there's a label there for an oil change at 210. There's dirt in my thing, there sure is. You can see she's very dirty. Much better than before, though. There's still some more pieces to put back together there, like these and those, and I'm missing a glove box, but that problem's fixable. Look at our rear seat here. Oh, excuse me, our front seat is, let's put some duct tape and a seat cover on that. But look at this plush folks leather. My license plate, that's right, County 54 in Montana. Those are the county designations, unless you get new fancier plates. But 54 out of 56 counties. Look in there. Beautiful. Look at that armrest. Ashtray for the rear passengers, of course. Some sort of kick panel there. And there's another clip of the back that I'm working on, but I put some tires there. And I'm here for work. I'm just on my lunch break. So I didn't bring any tools to switch those over yet, but we will. There's definitely a rust hole right there. And that rust hole goes all the way through to the spare tire. So big open spot right there. We'll get to that. The back door is completely missing the latch. We'll get to that. We'll get to all this. I tried to steal the fan for a different thing. It didn't work. Don't steal parts. So, let's get to the thing I'm going to show you. It's hot. I do pick the best day of the year to do this. Well, I'm sitting in the Volvo 245, and what is the future of this thing? It is, hot is what it is. But this Volvo, what a gem. I'm particularly fond of Volvos. So now I got this Volvo. It feels just like that old Volvo. The seats. Look at how deep the seats are. I'm just sinking right into this. This almost feels like a sports car seat. And it's important to be centered when you're rally racing and stuff. It has a good sitting position that I like. You're completely surrounded by car. I mean, the door right here is right up to here. I'm lifting it up a bit high, but this is a safe vehicle. So the future of this thing, I think it's going to get added to our stable for a daily driver. Now, we already have a number of daily drivers, and they're all vintage. We've got the Toyota van back here. There's a video on that somewhere. Actually, I think there's more than one. Probably. I do videos and everything. Like I said earlier, I've been on YouTube for a decade, and I do videos of whatever I feel like at any given point in time. Lucky you, this is what I feel like doing today. So, I got this Volvo 245. It's got the third row seat. Important because we got 4 kids. The AC system in this appears to still have an R12 charge. Now, I haven't put it on any gauges. I'm EPA 609 certified, but you need a 608 to work on R12. So I unfortunately can't touch it, but if it has factory R12, there's a chance I can con some shop into evacuating it for me. A chance. Most shops don't even touch it anymore. And by the way, most shops will not touch your AC system if you've been topping it off with the sealant, with the dye, or whatever. So if you have AC troubles, just take it to the shop. You're just making a bigger bill for you later when they refuse to touch your system, period. So, talk about hubris, but it is hot. So this thing reminds me of my first car. All of our daily drivers are vintage, including that van. We also have a 96 Buick Roadmaster, collector's edition. It has collector's edition in the name. There's a video somewhere about that as well. But unfortunately, the Roadmaster, which has been our daily driven vehicle every single day, we absolutely love it. Ice cold AC, it's an American exceptionalism all the way. My phone says it's overheating and shutting down. Okay. We'll just maybe get that out of the sun. The camera appears to be doing just fine. Pentax cameras. It either doesn't have a temperature sensor and will just melt, or can handle this hot environment. Why is the only color for a camera black? It's problematic these days. Anyway, so the Buick Roadmaster, unfortunately, is probably going to meet its demise. It got hit by a semi turning into our lane, and the entire driver's side, mirror, front fender, doors, all the way back to the rear quarter panel, are all dented in and scraped up. And I've gotten some estimates, and it goes either from we won't touch it, we can't get parts for it, you're out of luck, to about $10,000. Now, the Haggerty Value Tool puts it about $7,700. It is a collector's edition. And I believe, since it is a collector's edition, or one of the vehicles they consider collector's editions, that Haggerty will insure it as a vintage vehicle, which, if you have a vintage car that's not your primary transportation, which these cars aren't. We have respectable cars. I want to say respectable cars. I enjoy the vintage cars, but we have ordinary cars. We have a Ford Explorer, which is a great vehicle for beating around in the winter. There's no video on that. We've also I've got a Tundra for a work truck. So these aren't necessarily daily driven, although they get driven probably quite a bit because we enjoy them. That's why we have these things. It's unique. And I think this Volvo 245 is going to fit in just well in Missoula. Long story short, with the Buick situation, we need a new daily driven wagon. And I think this could be it. I mean, it's perfect because it's got that third row seat. The AC system has a charge on it. It's R12. It has not been converted. If I'm lucky, it still has that R12 in it, and it's fully charged and will run as cold as ice. R12 was cold. But I guess we will see. We will see as soon as we get her running. Luckily, this thing is not too complex. It has a very similar system to the 280Z from 10 years earlier that we were working on. It's got L-tronic, or LH, I think, tronic, which adds some features like a lambda loop or like a closed loop. It also has some oxygen sensors and some different inputs. It's a digital computer, not an analog one. And it has a similar HEI ignition. So we should be able to get this figured out quick, although a lot of people haven't been able to. So, this one, I think, should be added into the stable. It's definitely a much safer vehicle than the '89 Toyota van that's hiding back there. Definitely much safer. Stay tuned. Subscribe for episodes 2, 3, however many this takes to get back on the road. Thanks for watching.